Hoće li se, profesore, možda tek u budućnosti pokazati značaj usvajanja rezolucije, posebno ukoliko se bude primjenjivala odredba o edukaciji i obrazovanju? Mislite li da će se ona poštovati u oba entiteta?
Well, this is a very important question because for the moment, the leadership of Republika Srpska continues to deny the genocide and reject the resolution. So this has to be the hope of transitional justice, that through education and raising awareness, that perhaps in a democratic process from the bottom up, we say, from the grassroots level, that people's minds can be changed, their hearts can be touched. But currently there's a complete breakdown in communication that has to be addressed.
Također, profesore, važno pitanje jeste i koliko mladi znaju o istorijskim činjenicama. Obrazovni sistem za sad im to ne nudi. Koliko mladi u stvari žele da znaju?
The question is about the importance of adopting the resolution for education.
Yes.
Then I think this is probably one of the greatest strengths. That I was saying earlier that transitional justice involves a commitment to a long struggle. It's important not to give up in the short run. By saying run, perhaps I'm remembering the Olympics. This would be a difference between running a marathon as opposed to a 100-meter, dash. And I think that's the commitment. So it's impossible to give up. And one of the greatest hopes, I think, of the resolution was the fact that there's a commitment to educational programming. And I've been speaking with educators in Sarajevo, for example, about programs workshops, summer programs in the spring and in the summer to mark the 30th annual commemoration of the genocide. So I think it's a very good question, and it's a real challenge to educators to do the best they can to use the resolution as a kind of motivation and backdrop for raising awareness.
Mislite li, profesore, da će nekada doći do nekih promjena u entitetu RS? Priznanje istine bio bi korak ka normalizaciji situacije, ali i pomirenju.
So this I think is a very good question because we just spoke about a kind of stalemate or a deadlock, a lack of communication around the truth of the genocide. And the question is how would things change in the RS? And I think that one approach, which seems essential, is to have the application of sanctions that have been announced by the United States, evolving sanctions. And I think sanctions are important, is they're designed, as I understand them, to change behavior. And I think in the long run, they'll have the impact of changing behavior. But for me, I think the long-term change in behavior, long-term cultural transformation would come about from constitutional reform that would render Bosnia more democratic and more unified. That would include the implementation of judgments of the European Court of Human Rights. And this would have the potential for changing the culture. If in a more democratic, they say unified country, then changes in the educational system might be possible. So you would have one educational system instead of two. And the additional approach to changing the RS would be the use of the bond powers by the High Representative, which could change leadership for when people are temporarily removed from power. So I think these are all possible approaches to change, which at the moment doesn't seem to be taking place.